I want you to imagine for a second that you're 30 years old and you're looking in the mirror at yourself. What do you see? You see a complexion that looks great. You're in good shape. There's no wrinkles on your face, no brown spots or sunspots, and you blink and all of a sudden you're 60 years old. What are the changes that you're going to notice? You're going to see wrinkles where they didn't appear before. You might have skin that is thin and sagging. They may bruise easily. There's all kinds of changes that happen to us as we age, especially as women go through perimenopause and menopause. And today I'm going to be covering all of those changes that happen as our hormones change when we go through that menopause time frame. I'm going to cover all of the most common skin changes with menopause today and give you actionable tips that you can implement in your life to help if you're already in that stage of life or to prevent problems from occurring if you're not quite there yet. This is one of my most requested video topics, and I promise if you stick with it, you're going to come away with a lot of steps that you can use to help improve the health of your skin, but also the appearance of your skin over the course of your lifetime. During menopause, there's a number of changes that happen to us both on our skin and inside our bodies, metabolically. We're not going to cover those today, but as we go through menopause and the levels of estrogen and progesterone abruptly drop off, there's a number of skin changes, starting with dry skin. Estrogen and progesterone are one of the things that help our skin in stimulating oil production, and our oil production tends to drop as we age. So the skin can start to feel dry, dull, flaky, or just have this overall uneasy, itchy feeling all over the skin. A lot of my patients are coming in complaining of itching, and they don't even really have a rash anywhere on the skin. An obvious problem are wrinkles and fine lines. Many people are going to start to develop those even in their 40s and 50s, but certainly we see that accelerate as women get into that 50s and 60s age range. And as our estrogen and progesterone drop, we see an abrupt decrease in the amount of collagen production in the skin. Estrogen is one of the things that helps to stimulate that collagen production, and it is estimated that in the first 5 years of menopause, women can lose 30% of their skin collagen. And women may continue to lose 2% per year after that for the next 20 years. During the course of our lifetime, we're always making and breaking down collagen in the skin, and up through about the time we're 30 years old, we're able to maintain and even grow collagen because we're making more than we're losing. But we start to lose about 1% of our collagen per year after the age of 30, and then when women hit menopause, it drops precipitously. And so that loss of collagen and elastin in the skin contributes to a lot of that fine lines and wrinkles that start to develop. With the development of fine lines and wrinkles, there's also just a general thinning of the skin. All of that collagen acts as padding around our blood vessels and other important structures in the skin. And so as we lose that collagen, our skin gets thinner everywhere. And I especially see that on the back of the hands and the arms in a lot of my adult female patients. This may lead to easier bruising, scrapes, cuts, and tearing of the skin, and it's a common problem that I see in my more mature patients. I would be remiss if I didn't touch on the vasomotor symptoms of menopause. Hot flashes and flushing are a common complaint that make you feel uncomfortable. However, they can also contribute to a redness and a flushed appearance of the face. And for some people, that's going to be momentarily, but for some people, it starts to accumulate and become more red and ruddy in their complexion over time. And this is especially compounded in those who may have underlying rosacea as well. And with the change in our hormones, we can also see changes in pigment production in the skin, and we start to see the accumulation of sunspots and age spots in the skin. And this melanin pigmentation can be a minor inconvenience for some, and it can be really distracting for others and can really impact their self-confidence in the way that they feel as they go out, and they might feel the need to cover it with makeup. All of these changes in the skin are contributed to by the rapid change in hormones that women experience as they're in their perimenopause and menopausal years. But the good news is that there are things that you can do to help combat these changes, and the earlier that you start implementing them in your daily routine, the better off that you're going to be. One of the most important things that we can easily implement is improving the hydration of our skin, and this can be done both internally and externally. Internally, of course, it's recommended that we drink enough water throughout the day. You don't have to drink gallons and gallons, but you should make sure that you stay well hydrated and don't let let yourself become super thirsty. You can use electrolyte supplements like Liquid IV. My preferred one is from Element, but these can help to promote hydration in the body so that you're not getting dehydrated, which will affect the way that your skin looks. As we talked about, we do have a decrease in oil production in the skin as we age, and this will contribute to that skin dryness. So we can also replenish the moisture levels on the skin externally using moisturizers that have ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and even urea. Yeah, urea. It's not a sexy ingredient, but it's so good at hydrating the skin. I've been loving a new moisturizer from Prequel Skin, and it's certainly worth a try if you don't have a body moisturizer that's working really well for you. That's the Urea Advanced Relief Moisturizing Milk. It's a pretty lightweight moisturizer from Prequel Skin, but it has glycerin, hyaluronic acid, urea, and niacinamide. But it has shea butter, glycerin, niacinamide, and 10% urea to really help draw water into the top layers of the skin. I've been loving it for both my face and my body, but this is a fantastic moisturizer that you can use, especially when you step out of the shower, to help lock in that hydration on the skin and battle the effects of dry skin that so many women experience as they start to age. If you suffer from dry skin, it can also be very helpful to run a humidifier in the bedroom at nighttime. That's an area where you're going to be spending 6 to 9 hours a day, and if you keep the ambient humidity a little bit higher in that area, overall it will help. Just make sure you're cleaning the humidifier frequently so you don't get a buildup of bacteria, and I generally recommend using distilled water. There's also a benefit potentially to taking a fish oil supplement. Fish oil can be great for our cardiovascular health, and that is one of the things that women are at a higher risk for after they go through menopause, is an increased risk of cardiovascular problems. So taking a fish oil supplement may be helpful to fight that, but there are benefits to dry skin, and we recommend a lot of patients who are going through Accutane treatment, who get really dry skin, to take a fish oil supplement because that can help to combat some of the effects of dry skin. And so there may be a benefit for doing that even as we age to fight some of those dry skin symptoms. We discussed the loss of collagen as we age. Collagen is so important to keeping our skin plump and resilient, and so there are topical products and things that you can take inside the body that are going to help you to maintain healthy collagen levels in the body. From a body moisturizer perspective, this would include products that have peptides in them specific for building collagen. Now, there's a lot of companies that make and market peptides, so it does take a little bit of research, and this is something that I'll have to do another video about in the future to make sure that we're covering the right types of peptides, but it's an exhaustive list and I'm not going to go through it all right now. It can also be very helpful to use a moisturizer that has a retinol in it. Retinol body moisturizers can help to stimulate the production of collagen in the body, and I sell one of these in my clinic. My patients tend to love it, and hopefully we'll make that available online soon. If it is, it's going to be in the video description. There's also going to be links for the other products that I've already mentioned or that I will yet mention in this video. Consuming foods that are rich in vitamin C and vitamin E can help to give our body everything that it needs to promote good collagen production. Vitamin C and vitamin E are essential for collagen growth and production in the body, and eating a diet that is rich in protein, amino acids, or consider taking a collagen supplement. I know that it's somewhat controversial to take a collagen supplement. There's a little bit of murky data on it, but in all of the papers that I've read, I feel that the balance of evidence favors the use of a collagen supplement. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on multi-level marketing collagen supplements. You can get Vital Proteins over the counter, or there's a lot of other ones. Those amino acids in a collagen supplement don't directly always go to the skin to build more collagen for you, but they make sure that your body has the right amino acids that it can incorporate into collagen growth. And there's a specific type of amino acid called hydroxyproline, which might act as a signaling molecule to stimulate your body to produce more collagen. There's only so much that we can do to fight the genetic loss of collagen and other signs of aging, and so it is important to incorporate healthy behaviors in life. One of the most important things that you will do to help preserve the collagen in your skin is to exercise good photoprotection. That is sunscreen or sun protective clothing, such as UPF shirts or wide-brimmed hats. hats. Ultraviolet light is so damaging to our skin. It directly starts to destroy collagen and elastin fibers, and you might notice this in maybe your parents or grandparents. Take a look at their lower arms and then take a look at their skin that's above the shirt sleeve and look at the difference. The skin is going to be the same age, but you're going to notice a significant difference in the thickness and the quality of the skin in areas that were sun exposed versus areas that were generally protected by the sun. Now, while those signs of aging do affect our whole body, most people are generally concerned with the signs of aging on their face. And so let's talk a little bit about the types of skincare routine that you might consider implementing as a preventative strategy to prevent these problems from happening, or if you have gone through menopause and you want to try to reverse some of those changes, some actionable steps that you can do to help improve the health and appearance of your skin. I generally recommend that you use a gentle cleanser morning and evening, something that's just going to remove excess dirt, oil, makeup if you use it, and give your skin a nice cleanse without over drying or stripping off all of your natural oils. If you like to use an exfoliating wash, that's okay to do as well, as long as it's not causing excess dryness. I tend to prefer exfoliating washes with ingredients like alpha hydroxy acids such as lactic acid or glycolic acid, or if you tend to be a little bit more oily or acne prone, even something like salicylic acid, which is a beta hydroxy acid, to help remove some of that excess oil and directly treat the acne. In the evening time, I recommend using a retinol on the skin, and this is generally best to do after you've washed the skin and it's now completely dry. If you want to use hydrating ingredients like a hyaluronic acid serum, you can do that before or after your retinol. But retinol, again, is a stimulating molecule that helps instruct your body, the fibroblasts in your skin, to produce more collagen. Typically, a small amount goes a long ways on the face, and you want to put that on, and then you can moisturize afterwards as well. If you have a retinol that you'd like to use and you're seeing benefits from it, you should absolutely continue doing that as long as it's not leading to excess dryness in the skin. If you want to know my favorite retinol and the one that most of my patients use now and absolutely love, it's the Alpha Ret Overnight Serum from Skin Better Science. There's a couple of different versions of this. The regular one has both lactic acid and retinoic acid in it, as well as glycolic acid, so it has some exfoliating benefits plus that retinol, and it is available over the counter, and there is a link down in the video description. You can also get one that has a little bit higher percentage of glycolic acid if you want a little bit more of that exfoliation. The main benefit to Alpha Ret is the very low level of irritation. Patients of mine that tend to get dry or flaky with retinol have been able to tolerate this, and that's been my experience as well. I like to use prescription tretinoin, but I find that I can't use it every day, but I've had no trouble using Alpha Ret, now going on 4 months every single night. In the morning, I generally recommend that you put on an antioxidant serum of some kind before you put on your sunscreen. The antioxidant serums are going to help to fight free radicals that happen from environmental toxins, pollution, or ultraviolet rays. Because when those free radicals form in the skin, they can bounce around the cells, they can damage the collagen, damage our DNA, increase your risk for skin cancer and thinning of the skin, fine lines and wrinkles. So a highly effective vitamin C serum or other antioxidant serum is going to pay dividends in helping to fight that free radical damage. And then, of course, you should always protect your skin with sunscreen every day before you go out of the house. Make it a habit, rain or shine. It will pay dividends as you age to help prevent many of the problems we discussed in the earlier part of the video. If you are looking for an antioxidant serum, I do have a recommendation, again from Skin Better Science. The Alto Defense Serum is a really effective one with over 20 types of antioxidants. It is going to be a little bit more expensive. However, it is going to last a long time. These 50 milliliter bottles will last about 5 months, so the price gets a little more reasonable when you think about it on a month-by-month basis. The last thing that I do want to touch on is hormone replacement therapy. Now, I don't prescribe hormone replacement therapy. Most dermatologists probably don't either. But there are circumstances when you're going through perimenopause or menopause when it will make sense to go on hormone replacement therapy. This can really help to alleviate a lot of the vasomotor symptoms that many women will experience, and it can help to delay some of those changes that might happen through the abrupt loss of estrogen and progesterone in the skin. There are risks with hormone replacement therapy, especially if you carry certain genes that could put you at a higher risk for breast cancer or uterine cancer or ovarian cancer. So it's important to discuss that with a primary care doctor, an endocrinologist, or a gynecologist who's very comfortable with hormone replacement therapy. I generally advise against quote-unquote hormone clinics if they're not one of those specialties. So let's step back once more. You're that 30-year-old looking in the mirror and you are proud of the way that you look, and then you blink and you're 60 again, and you can still be proud of the way you look. If you take the right steps in your skincare and your health care, you can help to preserve the health and appearance of your skin over the long term by implementing some of the things we talked about today. If you haven't been able to find the right combination of skincare or other habits or behaviors, if you haven't been able to find the right combination of skincare or health behaviors that are helping you to look the way that you want, that's a great time to visit with a board-certified dermatologist to find the solutions that will work best for you. And sometimes these might include laser procedures or other rejuvenation procedures to set the skin back 5 to 10 years with a resurfacing procedure. It's not for everybody, but it can be a great procedure in the right patient. If you are going through that stage of life and you have found skincare products or other things that have really helped you to preserve the health of your skin, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know what works well for you. And if you have questions about any of the things we've discussed or about skincare through different stages of life, definitely leave them down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And if you found this helpful, it would mean the world to me to hit that subscribe button so I can see you next time.